I'm Amiena from Amiena Inspired, here to inspire the crap out of you. So this is step 4, and I call it do something. Do anything, but move forward in the direction of your dreams. Now you know I'm not into really motivation, I'm into inspiration, and this is the difference. Motivation pushes you while you're digging in your heels, and inspiration pulls you by your heartstrings and brings you along to living the life you've always dreamed of. So here we go. So with step 4, I'm going to be asking you to do 2 things, okay? The first one is an exercise by Brian Tracy, who you guys know, I love. And it will get your brain stretching out all the possibilities that it takes to finally living your dream. And the second part is a whole lot of questions that you may be thinking in your head and that I will respond to, and then we can chat further in the comment section. Okay, so you know what your why is, and what I want you to do is grab a pen and paper, because you are going to encode this process in your mind, okay? And we are always moving you away from pain towards pleasure, so this is an exercise that's going to get you going and living your life dream. So grab that pen and paper, pause that video, and let's get started. Pause. Okay, so this I learned from the amazing Brian Tracy, once again, and I did this for myself, and it really totally worked, okay? So what you need to do is write down what your life's purpose is, whatever you think it is. Mine was as broad as inspire other people to greatness. So whether you want to be a game developer, an actor, a singer, a CEO of your own business, put it up there at in the top, and remember that it's always something that makes you feel good and is in service to other people, so it improves the world, okay? So you put that right on top, and then I want you, in a space of 3 minutes, and we're going to start the clock. Now, the top 20 ways that you are going to take to get there, and you have to make sure that you have 20, not 19, not 18, but 20. So go ahead, and I'll see you back in about 2.5 minutes. So now I want you to take a look at your list. You might have found the first 3 or 4 were really easy to come up with, but the last few were a little bit tough, and you might even have come up with some amazingly crazy suggestions to yourself. Oh, I'll just do this and that, whatever. And you weren't really paying attention to the last few, but what I want to tell you is that it's actually those last few that I want you to look at, okay? And we're going to look at those because this is when you ask your brain to stretch itself. So just so you know, I had a list of 20 things that I was going to do to realize my life's purpose, and number 20 was get on YouTube. And even when I wrote it down, I laughed, because I was like, why would I do this? This is insane. I'm a lecturer. It's not going to happen. But it was actually that specific one that clearly materialized. So you have to start taking risks on yourself and allow your brain to stretch a little bit more. So I hope you like that exercise. If you didn't go up to 20, now you know you have to do that. Finish the list, and then let me know in the comment section if it was helpful for you. Okay, so the next thing is questions about how we finally blast off out of obscurity. So here we go. Let's have some questions.
After watching your videos and doing this exercise, what can I do right now?
Okay, great question, Candice. So glad that you've joined me today. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is recognize that you have already started this journey, because you are Googling, how do I find my life's purpose? Or you've gone from step 1 right up until now, and you're with me and you're still finding out what your life's purpose is. That right there is gold. The fact that you are wanting to live your life's purpose, but I want you to become aware that that in itself is part of your success. A lot of people will live their whole lives feeling very successful and very unfulfilled. Okay, so what you're doing right now, asking these questions, and there's a lot of questions to come, is part of your journey. So give yourself credit. So here's 3 things that you can do right now. Okay, so the first thing is, like this page, not for me because I like myself very much, but for you, to show your brain that this kind of content makes me feel good. This is what I want to hear. The next thing you can do is comment. You know that little bit at the bottom? I never commented on YouTube videos. I only read them, and I was like, haha, that's funny, and I like a comment. But this is your life. So if you want me to give you feedback, comment. I'm here for you. I love Twitter. So this is the third thing you can do. Get me on Twitter. My handle is @AminaPic. Very simple. with the hashtag Amiena Inspired. Say, Amiena, follow me, I'm inspired. And then I will follow you back, and then you can DM me, which is direct message for people that don't know, because I didn't know. So, yeah. Direct message me and I will join you on your journey. I will give you personal, customized feedback. And then one day we'll meet up and we'll talk about this moment like, yeah.
So Amiena, my next question is, this is something very difficult to do, but how do I believe in myself?
So self-belief is this funny thing, okay? I like this quote, I made it up myself because I found it to be true. It's only when you believe in your own genius that other people can see it and appreciate it. So what you have to do is, like anything in life, you have to practice it. Remember the first time you got in the car and you tried to drive? Everything was new. You're like, oh my God, there's a gear lever. You know, we in South Africa, we drive a lot of manual. The point is that in the beginning, whenever you do something new, it feels awkward. You feel awkward and you might look foolish, okay? If you don't believe me, check out my first YouTube video. But what happens over time is, with practice, it becomes so ingrained in you. It moves from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind that you do it. And what do you realize? Oh my God, how did I get to this place in my car? So it's the same thing with self-belief. And people won't tell you this. But the more you practice saying, I am confident, I believe in myself, I am amazing, I like myself, I love myself. The more you say that, the more your brain believes you, and it moves from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind, to a point where people will be like, how do you have all the self-belief? And you'll be like, I don't know, that's just me. And it will be you. So you have to just practice it all the time. Marissa Peer, I love her. She says, put this on your mirror, I am enough. Now, I don't say that, but I say, I am worthy. And I believe it. And there's this wonderful quote, I learned this from Evan Carmichael, and he does this amazing top 10. If you need motivation, go there and check it out. But he says, somebody on his channel said it, not a drop of my self-worth is dependent on your acceptance or approval of me. Try saying that. Let me say it again for you, if you didn't hear it the first time. Not a single drop of my self-worth is dependent on your acceptance or approval of me. Now try saying that to a loved one. It's hard at first because we all care about what other people think. Screw that. Care about what you think. And people that really love you will be happy for you.
How do you stand out in an already saturated market?
YouTube has so many people that want to get you to live your life's purpose or give you these DIY tips. How in the world can you possibly stand out in an already saturated market? It goes back to what Simon Sinek says, know your why. Know why you're here. There's nobody else. It's like a 1 in 400 trillion chance that you are living on this earth right now. So that's like a true fact of some dubious scientific vagueness, but still. The point is that there will never be, and there has never been, a you. Which means that if you know who you are and you stand in your truth and you are authentic, that will automatically mean that you are going to create your own niche. So for example, I didn't decide to go on YouTube and be an Oprah or be a Gary Vee. I mean, I'm exactly like Gary Vee, except I'm nothing like him, you know? So I'm also into motivation and inspiration, but I'm not an immigrant, I'm not a New Yorker. But the fact of the matter is, we're on the same mission, but it's packaged differently because we're all our own people. So you don't have to be an Evan Carmichael, you don't have to be a Marissa Peer, but you definitely have to be yourself. So now, for example, if you say you are in game development, how do you stand out? What is the one thing about yourself that you know is unique to yourself, that you just love to do? So it could be that you don't only like to develop gaming apps, but you like getting people involved. So maybe that's going to be your thing, that you are constantly feeding back to the community, talking to the schools, getting interns in, being part of a different way of looking at your own industry. So ask me on Twitter, follow me, I'll follow you back, we can DM, talk all about it. I promise you, there is a solution, there is a way that you can stand up.
So the last question for this session is, how do I find the time to fulfill my life's purpose while still living my life?
Yes. Now this is something that, it's actually funny because I want to give you two ways of looking at it. So the first thing is, when you're in this moment and you're trying to find your life's purpose, this is going to be something that's so difficult to do because you're thinking, oh, where am I going to find the time? Let me tell you what the time is. Where the time is. Oh, shoot. Let me tell you where the time is. There is always time between eating and sleeping. So you go to work, I understand we're all responsible people, but if you have your life's purpose and you know what you want to do, you will do it when you're sick, you will do it when you're tired. Stop watching TV, stop watching all of these series or playing games or listening to the radio. I don't even listen to the radio in my car. You know why? Because I'm not into having other people dropping their seeds of what they think is important in my mind. So I end up talking to myself as a podcast, which you guys will see, which is basically me talking through all the things that I think and hope will be helpful to you. Okay, but I don't waste time. I know this might sound strange, but if you think about it, this is your life's purpose. You have to be creative about it, okay? So, for example, I have lots of students, I call them my team, that work with me. And I'm always telling them, blog about things you love. If you love to blog, just try it out. If you are on LinkedIn, send out LinkedIn articles. Don't just imagine that you have this time, because a lot of us waste time having coffee. Okay, look, having coffee is also important, but don't make it your life's habit, okay, to sit in the canteen and waste time. Read books that you actually know are going to be useful to yourself and others. I found out that when I knew what my life's purpose was, I went out and bought 7 books, and I can tell you why I bought each and every one of those books. So we're actually going to do a book review at some point because it's uber amazing. But for now, let me just tell you, you need to recognize that time is what you do with it. And there's this wonderful quote: what you do in your free time can free you. So think about that. I'm leaning in now. I'm talking directly to you, and I'm telling you that there is a way to live your life's purpose. I know this because I'm doing it. And no, it's not perfect all the time, but I trust the people in my team, and more important than that, I trust myself, I believe in myself, and I believe in you. And one day you'll believe in yourself enough to live your life's purpose. I'm Amiena, and I am inspired by all of you.